So, you know, when I was a little boy, I remember at a family gathering, I don't know how old I was, 5 or 6, and some relative asked, what do you want to be when you grow up, Stephen? And I said, I'd like to be either a rocket scientist or a truck driver. And my immigrant parents, who wanted social mobility, no, scientist. Well, you know, with trucks, what's there not to like for a little boy or a little girl? They're shiny, they're loud, they're powerful. It's like a monster, kind of, but it's not for fighting. It's about power used for good things, to help our society and to make things get to the right place where people need them. So it's powerful. Yes, it can be a little macho, but it's entirely peaceful. And you know, the way our Prime Minister and the government's treating truckers and talking about them in the media, they're saying they're kind of dumb or rubes or hicks or rednecks or something. And you know, that's completely wrong. Because you know who they are. Think about it. These are people. Now, when I was a boy, it was only men pretty much, but now it's women too. These are good, hardworking Canadians, but they have something that a lot of us in the modern media age and the age of clutter and information flying in all directions, you know what they have? They have hours and hours and hours alone with their thoughts. Every day they get to meditate. They meditate watching the beauty of our country go by. And it comes into them. When do they drive through a wealthy neighborhood? Hardly ever. They drive through neighborhoods where life is a little harder. But they drive through neighborhoods where people hustle to get ahead. They have to work. They meet other working people. They don't deal with the elites. They have time to think. They have more time to think than most of us do. And collectively, them as a group, or at least the philosophy tending ones of their group, decided to do something, and they went to Ottawa because they felt inside that something has gone completely wrong. And let's not worry about whether their message was exact or that it was precise. Now, it started over a really unnecessary law. Like, truckers have been considered essential workers from the start of the pandemic. They were given an exemption from the vax stuff to cross the border and get things done. And now, at the end of this, they slap a new rule on. This is pure punishment. This is pure signaling. This is purely to say, you're no good. And they didn't like it. So they went to Ottawa. They drove through the country. The overpasses were filled with people. And the message was joyous. It was positive. Because people like us, with a more libertarian bent, we're the happy ones right now. Now, we've seen some bad things in the last few days, and we should never be complacent about it or happy about it. But, you know, against the powers that are trying to, I don't know what they're really trying to do to us, living well is the best revenge. Let's stay cheerful because we're getting our message out. People have seen it, and we scared the crap out of the progressive elite. We have exposed the weakness in the way they view the world for all to see. And even with the media projecting this bad, off way of looking at the world, we've got a crack in there. The light is getting in. Have you seen Trudeau's face lately? Is this sunny ways? No, I feel sorry for the guy because this is what happens when a sorcerer's apprentice gets in over his head and screws it all up. Now, they were not fighting, they weren't fighting people, because you know what their problem is? That whole cluster of woke, so-called progressive people, they see symbols. They see a dumb flag. They see another dumb flag. They hear a rumor. Their side has so many conspiracy theories that tinfoil hatism is theirs now. They can take it. And I think what they don't see is people. They view the world as a bunch of caricatures. It's some kind of Potemkin Disney world of happy, woke, diversity, inclusive, the equity, or DIE is what that acronym ends up being. And there's a crack in it, and it's just not computing. Now, there's going to be investigations. You heard the finance guy say, well, there was Trumpism there and foreign money. All these boogeymen that are white supremacists and racists. Well, now they're going to find out there weren't any, or if there were, there's trivial numbers. And you know what? It's not against the law to be a racist, by the way. Don't recommend it, but you don't go to jail. It's what you do, right? So, well, I was in Ottawa. I didn't see anyone doing anything bad. I remember walking down the street with Todd. Todd, raise your hand. He's our riding director for the party here in Simcoe North. And when you heard the horns across the city, the trucks all honking, what it sounded to me was like an orchestra warming up. It had that sound, okay? Now, they've done their part, and they showed the world that all the lies were lies because they peacefully left. Sometimes the media showed that, but in the end, they refused to fight. They weren't going to take the bait. They weren't going to jump into the trap, and they left. So now what? Here's the thing. I know people are enthusiastic and they say, hold the line and let's keep fighting. True. But this has multiple fronts. Sorry, kids. The solution to this is political. If you don't want this crap to happen again, it's not just knock this one down or get rid of Trudeau. We have to put in something better. And it's not going to be easy, especially with the way the media is dealing with the most important issues of the day. We have to break that stranglehold. We're the People's Party. It's about you. You have to be our CBC, citizen by citizen. If all of you talk to your neighbors and convince 10 people that the PPC has the right answers to govern this country, we will win. And it's better when you do it than if I do it, because I'm a politician. And you know what politicians are like. Nobody trusts them. And here's the thing. It's not about us getting together and going, rah, 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 F Trudeau. This is preaching to the choir. And social media isn't the way either. It's just going to group us into one group, isolate us from others, and then the other groups can sit there bedwetting or whatever they do, worrying about stuff, and it doesn't get together. We have to unify this country. And you know, you can point at Trudeau all you like. You can say, well, get that bastard out of there. Well, then you get Chrystia Freeland. That's no better. Or you get the Conservatives to tell a nice story, always 2 years too late. They won't change anything. They're not about fixing the system. They're about getting elected. We're about changing the system. We are the only party that's different, because we're talking a different game. We're not about left or right. Everyone's trying to pigeonhole us, and they can't do it. So we have to reach out. You have to reach out to people who don't already believe in what we're doing, because we're based on principles. We will not change. We're not going to listen to the polls. We have convincing to do. We have to be evangelists. And you know, when you go visit your neighbors who had that liberal sign and talk to them honestly and above all with kindness, okay?
Respect.
That too. And they will be talking to a neighbor. They know you're not a racist. They know you're not some kind of freak. They know that you're not funded by Trump or whatever. Yeah, well, we have to all work on this because we're a party of people, okay? And the reason is, who put Trudeau there? Who put all these people there, or the equivalents on the conservative side, the WEF, and oh, you blame Klaus Schwab. Well, he's happy these guys are there, but he didn't put them there. Your neighbors who voted for other parties put them there. So this is where we have to work. It's harder for us. We don't do the easy route. It's not available to us. The truckers sounded the alarm, and it was heard around the world. Now the work begins, because the PPC is not a protest party. We are now a party preparing to govern. And we're talking about the things that are important to Canadians, and we're listening to Canadians. So we need to tell Canadians what we want to do, not what some other person thinks we might want to do. We're not easy to categorize. You can't categorize us because we're new. We're not exactly like anything else. And they're going around trying to, well, they're like this or like that. Well, some aspects of us are a bit conservative. Some aspects of us are like classical liberal. We're very libertarian. And, you know, there's a debate of how does libertarianism fit in and what is it like? Well, you know what it's like? It's what happened in Ottawa. People got together without centralized control, exerted their freedom, had a party. Some people provided food. Some people set up a bouncy castle. Other people just partied and waved flags. This was a demonstration, not a protest. It was a demonstration of how when people left to their own devices, being totally free, without restriction, how do they behave? Do they start beating each other up? Is it a Darwinian all against all death match? No. It's the kindest thing you can imagine. If you let people be natural, they're going to naturally be good to each other. And now if there's somebody who gets out of line, they're taken care of very quietly and kindly if need be, and it's all good in the end. The feeling was great. To show that people need to understand, the government needs to understand, people left alone will do just fine. We are adults. Some of us will someday soon be an adult. And I trust you to be good.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
so if I get elected, I'll tell it, if you want, I'm all on your side. You know how to be good. So please, reach out, communicate. We're the happy ones. Freedom's good for everybody. Everybody's welcome. I get a lot of people coming up to me. I say, you used to vote for this party, that party. We're not like the club for extra grouchy conservatives. There's ex-NDP, ex-Green, ex-Liberal. They're among us now. I like to hear everybody's story. We're a new thing, and we're going to be a lot better. We need to get elected. Even Elon Musk said to somebody despairing, what do we do? What do we do? You guys need an election. And that's how we do it in Canada. The next step is to use the system for good, not bad. The system's there, the electoral system. Let's use it to do something better. I look forward to meeting all of you on and on. The party is campaigning all the time. We're not just coming out of the woodwork like Simcoe Squatch every 4 years. And you're going to see regular meetings and events. I want to hear from you. What would you like to do? Get together, because it's not just about politics, although it is, but it's about community. Because people need this right now. They can't get it from the government. The government has eaten up all our other social institutions, taken over everything. We got to build it from the ground up. And that's why they can't figure it out. Where's the leaders? Where's the central control? Where's this? No, this is natural. It's emerging. People up. We are bottom up, not top down. And they'll never figure us out until they understand that a government has to serve the people and not command them. And that's all I have to say today. Other than let's keep talking and let's have some fun. Too bad there's no skating, but glad to see you all here.
Thank you
Oh,
for
Canada.
organizing that.